folks, today I thought I would bring you along for another canning project inspired by my friend Michelle over at All Sorts, and I will link her video here in a card and also down below. Today we're going to can lentils. Now, I'm going to dry can them. This is not an approved method by the USDA, but I'm going to can them just like I can my dried beans, which I have brought you folks along for before. So I'm going to do it in very similar fashion, but I just thought I'd bring you along for something that I thought was really cool and really interesting. I have thought about canning lentils for years, but I was always scared to do it because I was afraid that they would basically just turn to mush, and I'd have dal in a jar, which would be fine, but I want to be able to use them for different things. So I was really happy that Michelle did it, and I was lucky enough that she brought me along behind the scenes as she opened a jar and showed me the texture and the consistency after they were finished, and it was awesome. So that's what I'm going to do today. I'm going to turn you folks around, show you what I'm working with, show you the process, and we'll get started from there. Okay folks, we're back, and I think I got everything in view for you here. So what I have here is 4 pounds of green lentils. I'm using the same lentils that Michelle used. There are a lot of different kinds of lentils out there. I don't know that all of them would work for this. Red lentils and yellow lentils are a lot smaller. They're split, or quite often are split lentils, and I don't know that they would hold up. So I'm going to stick with the green lentils that she used because they worked. So at 4 pounds, I've already washed these, tried to pick through them, find any imperfections, and they are good to go. I have my lids over here. They've been washed in hot soapy water, rinsed, and they are simmering in a pan. And this is what I'm going to use to flavor my lentils. So you can see here it says savory herb roasted garlic. Okay, you're probably wondering, why is this in a Ziploc bag? Okay, so most of you who have been watching my videos have seen my spice rack behind me. What I do is I fill my jars with whatever spice is in the jar. My spice rack is all alphabetical. I'm sure that's shocking to most of you, because I'm a little particular. And then instead of storing a whole bunch of partial containers of spices and trying to find space for that, all of my backup spice is in different size Ziploc bags based on how much of it I had left over, and they're all labeled like this, and they all fit in one nice bin. So just a little suggestion or possibility for you folks to try if you're looking for a different way to store your spices so that they don't take up so much space in a cabinet or on a shelf. So that's my little quick tip for today. Alright, so all my jars have been washed and cleaned, and they're ready to go. Some of these older jars, the funnel doesn't sit in as well. Alright, so I'm using pint jars, and I'm going to use a half a cup of lentils for a pint jar. And I would hesitate to do these in quarts because I think the processing time of 90 minutes would turn them to mush. And then I'm using a rounded half teaspoon of my seasoning, and I'm going to go ahead and go around and do that in all of the jars. Just show you another one here. While we're doing that, I'm going to turn my kettle on here in the background to heat up, because I'm just going to use hot water right from my kettle. So we'll get that going in the meantime. And we're just going to keep going around here. Whoops, yes, put my seasoning in here. And the reason why I'm using this savory herb and roasted garlic is I use lentils in savory dishes, a lot of Indian dishes and things like that, and those are flavors that I would add to the dish anyway, so this is just getting a jump start on on the flavor in the lentils, because why not? If I can add to the flavor, I'm not using salt because I prefer to salt mine when I go to use them. But you know, if I can add a little flavor to them as they're in the canning process, why not? So I'm going to finish getting these filled up, and then I will bring you folks back in a couple minutes here as we start adding water to the jars. Okay folks, we're back. I've got a kettle boiled here, so we're going to go ahead and add water to these jars. We're going to leave 1 inch of headspace. And I clearly cannot talk and pour at the same time, so if you bear with me here, I need to concentrate. Oh, Peter will talk to you in the meantime. Peter went to the vet yesterday because he had a claw that would not retract because apparently he had snagged it on something. So he went yesterday and they had to cut it back, and he's, you know, recovering today and is wanting to be heard. So he's right here with me. Okay, so get the water in there. We're going to go ahead and give these a quick spin with the debubbler, just to kind of make sure there isn't a pocket in there. I doubt that there would be with these, but always err on the side of caution is my kind of rule of thumb. Okay, so now I can take a look at these and I can see I need another little dash in here. That one's pretty good, that one's pretty good. Maybe a drop in there. Drop it here. Okay. And that looks pretty good to me. Now I will take my paper towel. I've got a little dish of vinegar over here. Now, chances are I did not get anything on the rim of these, but again, err on the side of caution, because you never know. And look at, I actually did get some seasoning on there. Can you folks see that? So that's why you always go back. Even if you are fairly certain that you were successful in not getting anything on your rims, it always pays to be safe rather than sorry. Because any little grain like that can affect the seal you get on your jar. Alright, go ahead and grab a ring or a lid here. I've got a ring. Put that on, fingertip tight, and into the canner. I've got my All-American 921 canner over here. The water in there is not at a high heat, but at a medium heat, because obviously I put the lentils in, which were room temperature, but I put boiling water over it. The room temperature lentils brought the water temperature down, so I'm just kind of evening it out between the two. So I'm going to go ahead and finish filling these jars, get the lids and the rings on them, get my canner set, and I will bring you folks back when we're at the next step. Okay folks, we're back. So I got 18 pints in my canner here. I got my lid on and I have my temperature turned up, so I'm going to wait until I get a steady stream of steam coming out of my vent pipe here, and I'm going to let that vent for 10 minutes, and then I'll put my weight on and bring it up to pressure. It's 10 pounds of pressure here for my area. Mine sits about 10 or 11 pounds of pressure. And then I'm going to can these for 75 minutes for pints. And then I will bring you folks back at the end so you can see the finished product. Okay folks, welcome back. And we are ready to get these out of the canner. And look at that. I mean, Is that pretty or what? Full jar of lentils. Ready for the cooking. I mean, I want to make sure you guys can see these up close here. I'm super excited about having these on my shelf. I talked to Michelle earlier today. She said she cooked with them last night and she loved it, that they held their texture and everything. Hopefully she's going to do a video with a recipe at some point because I love to watch her cook. So, I'm going to get the rest of these out of the canner. The lids are already popping. Makes me a happy boy. Again, go check out Michelle's channel. I did put a link to her earlier in the video. There's also a link down below. If you haven't checked out her channel, definitely do yourself a favor. It is amazing. She does amazing things, amazing recipes. She does haul videos. She does all kinds of cool stuff. Canning, you name it. So go check her out. Come back and see me again. We're going to do some more canning coming up. I'll probably do some more pantry chat videos. And if there's anything else you guys want to see, leave it down below. Thank you for coming along, and as always, I hope you had a great day.